Today, boys and girls, we're going to be talking about fractions. When you look at numbers 1, 2, and 3, you see different fractions. Number 1, that fraction is not equal. Each piece is a different size. Number 2, that fraction is not equal. Each piece is a different size. Now look at number 3. There is an equal fraction. Each piece is the same size. Now let's take a look at number 4, 5, and 6. Fractions don't have to be just the shape of a square. They can be any shape. Fractions tell us what piece has been shaded. Number 4 tells us that this fraction would be one shaded piece out of 3. So our fraction would be 1/3. When we look at number 5, we have one shaded piece out of 1, 2, 3, 4. So our fraction would be 1/4. Now look at number 6. How many pieces are there? Say that in your head. How many pieces are shaded? Well, let's put that shaded piece over the total number of pieces. So we have one shaded piece over 2 pieces. So our fraction would be 1/2. Now remember, boys and girls, when you're looking at fractions, they must be equal. The pieces must share the same size. Let's look over at our bar models. You have Sandy, Lori, and Sue. Sandy has fractions. She has 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. If you were to put this together, you'd have a whole. You'd have 3/3. Now look at Lori. You have 1/2 and 1/2. If you put this together, you'd have 2/2. You'd have a whole. Look at Sue. She's 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. There are 4 pieces there. If you put all those pieces together, you'd have one whole. Now let's look at these people. Let's think to ourselves, which piece is the largest? Is 1/3 the largest? Is 1/2 the largest? Or is 1/4 the largest? By looking at the size, you can tell that Lori has the largest fraction with 1/2. That might seem confusing because you see the number 2 and you think it's smaller, but it's a bigger piece. So let's look at who has the smallest fraction. You have Sue. She has 1/4. Look how small her piece is. It's smaller than Lori's piece and smaller than Sandy's piece. Sue has the smallest fractions. In your next part of this lesson, boys and girls, you're going to be asked questions about numbers 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, and you are going to compare fractions between Sandy, Lori, and Sue. Good luck!